Okay, so let's continue. So we left off just merging all of these pieces together. Now what we do have that I forgot to remove is this little leftover piece over here. And at this point it's up to you if you want to go ahead and get rid of this edge over here. I think we actually do want to do that. So I'm going to do a target while toggle. I'm just going to start merging these vertices closer together. Because we want to keep this edge quite smooth. And it feels a bit strange just having this random tiny edge sticking out, while this would probably be like, you need to think about how things are made. And I would say that this, because it's plastic, it would probably be molded in a way. So it would just be a mold and it wouldn't have any construction edges except for where everything is stuck together. But these are not the places where they would be stuck together so much. So yeah, might be a bit slow, but let's just go ahead and finish this off. And also because, of course, we are only making a quarter of this, we can spend a bit of extra time to really make this one well. And then just later on, we can go ahead and use our mirror function, just have a really nice looking model. So yeah, I definitely want to just spend a lot of time, because this one we will actually be using quite a bit. So although we are taking some shortcuts, we still want to have it looking pretty good. And then there will be most likely boxes on top. By the way, this edge around here, it doesn't do anything. There we go. Okay, so we will probably have like boxes on top of it, so just keep that in mind. Now, I think that, yeah, that looks pretty good. I'm just looking at my reference, by the way, in case you didn't realize. So we got like that edge over here. You know what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my... Oh wait, I'm already in vertex mode. I'm going to select over here these edges, and I'm just going to go ahead and scale this out a little bit more, because I just want to maybe double click on these two and just scale these out, because when you scale, the bevel flattens. There we go. So I just want to make that a little bit bigger. And then this one should be fine. So we got those pieces all ready to go. If you want, you can, for example, select these pieces and just move them forward. And what that... Oh, turn off target while toggle. And what that will do is it will just create like a bit of like a better corner edge. I doubt that you will even be able to see it, because there will, yeah, you probably won't see the bottom that much. But in our case, why not? It doesn't take that much effort. Okay, so see, we got, oops. Can I do this on both screens for you, just so we can compare? Okay, so we got like the bevel. Oh yeah, we wanted to make like an extrusion in here, so we will go ahead and do that. Now in here it has like a little box, but it's a bit hard to see what that actually is. So we'll probably just make something up. It's probably like a locking mechanism. So yeah, I have a good idea of what we can do. Don't worry about it. I know something that we can do. So okay, so we have like this extrusion here, which will also happen on the other side. And don't forget this little edge here. We need to make the locking mechanism. We need to make this one and these two over here. They're quite smaller, quite a bit smaller. So we'll do that. And then we also need to go ahead and do the handle, but I think we will do the handle outside of our symmetry. So for this mechanism, we can probably already just use one of these edges. So I think the easiest thing for us is to just, for example, here, let's select this. Let's delete this. Select these two faces over here and then just press Q and bridge edge loops, because you can also bridge faces actually together. The only thing is that sometimes it creates a bottom face like that, because it's trying to extrude all of those faces. So that's why I already removed these. But it's still faster for us to do this than to select 3 edges and on every edge do like the bridging. So now we can just select these few faces, press Q, extrude face along normal. Just extrude this down a little bit. There we go. That should already give us enough detail, and that should look nice in our high poly to give it an interesting feel. Now we have a little extrusion going on over here. I think we can do this in model. So if we just go ahead and select this model and just like try and get like roughly the same thicknesses over here. And now let's do Shift E, just extrude this and then move this out. Once again, delete the bottom, move this up, select this, move it all the way out until it's pretty much the same level as those pieces, like that. I don't think we can select, of course. Let's do Alt X. Come on, there we go. I'm just gonna move this down a bit more. Makes it easier for selecting. And don't forget to do a target weld toggle and just like weld these into the shape again. Okay, so we got that one. That is good. Yeah, in our reference there's one over here, but I don't really like that. I think I'm just gonna leave it like this and just have this one on every corner. You can choose yourself if you want it or not. I'm gonna stick with this. So we got those two pieces down, those two. So now would be the locking mechanism. The locking mechanism would actually probably be separate. So we'll probably just make that as like a separate thing, which means that I do not need to make it now. So what I want to do in this chapter is I just want to finish off my symmetry, just to see how it looks. So let's see, do we have everything ready? I think so. What you can do just to be sure is you can double click on the outer edges and just flatten them, just to make 100% sure that they are completely flat. There we go. And once that is done, we can go press the little button next to the one, go to top. And ooh, this is really close. So if we do a edit pivot, turn off target weld toggle, and then turn on only the snapping. So we are going to move the pivot to one of our edges, turn off edit pivot, and then I'm just going to set my snapping from vertex to edge center over here. Not edge center. Increments. There we go. And the increments is like snapping to the grid. So we can snap it exactly to 0, 0, 0, just to make our life a bit easier. And then we can turn it off. So, just move out of this mode and go into perspective. Let's go ahead and add a modifier. Let's add a mirror modifier. I'm gonna set the merge to 0.05-ish. I think that should be enough, right? Yeah, it's a simple merge, so that should be fine. Let's do 0.05. Ooh, it feels... No, actually, no, the thickness is right. I think it just throws me off because we still need to do another mirror. And this mirror, actually, you know what? Maybe we can just use this mirror also. See? I keep forgetting that you can do 2 axes at the same time. Which is quite nice about Blender. So other 3D modeling programs don't always have that. Yeah, here. So it might feel a bit beefy. I think the only thing is that this one, if we just go ahead and just turn off like the mirroring, just so I can see things a bit better, and then just select this edge. This selecting is a bit more tricky. There we go. Now turn on the mirroring and just like make this a bit wider. See? Even a bit more. It should be fine. There we go. So making that a bit wider just makes it look a bit better. I'm just gonna turn off my wireframe toggle. Go to the little green triangle and let's do an auto smooth and just right click, shade smooth. There we go. Okay, so we got like nice round corners. Then it goes straight. It has like those locks. Those pieces are... Maybe what we want to do is just move this one down a little bit more, just to bevel it down a bit. Yeah, that's cool always with the mirror, that you can just see it updating everywhere. Okay, so that's looking good. So we got this edge. Yeah, I think once we turn this into a high poly, it will look really nice. So I'm happy with that for now. What I'm going to do now is, because we have quite a bit of time left, is we are just going to make a locking mechanism. I'm just saving my scene. I don't know why it takes this long, but oh well. So the locking mechanism, I have an idea of something that's like super simple but very effective. Let's create a cube. So Shift A cube. I probably shouldn't need to say that anymore. The Shift A part you probably already know by this point. Anyway, let's go ahead and just like scale this down. Zoom in a bit, and we are just going to move this until it pretty much hits each side. So let's move this out a bit more. select this side, then hit the edge and then move it back a little bit just so that you can like do some form of measuring. I'm just going to move this up, and the reason I'm going to move it up is so that I actually know roughly how far out I want this to be. There we go. Let's move this down. And I'm gonna move it down up until this point so that we have like a little gap here. That's logical anyway, because this piece sits at an angle. I'm going to move this one down. I quite like that over here, that these pieces are extending out of it, but we cannot actually do that. We might be able to do something about it. I'll show you basically what I have in mind. So what I have in mind is to do a Ctrl R, and then to just simply grab, let's do 2 Ctrl R's here, scale this out so that we have like a little lip, and then just do Shift E and then grab this up. And at this point, let's just rotate this 45 degrees over here. So half of 90. And then Shift A and then move this out. And up a little bit. And then this one, rotate this until it is pretty much the same angle over here. I'm going to move this in a little bit more. Something like this. There we go. And basically, this is like the general idea of it. Now, seeing this, I just want to go ahead and I want to select like this little edge on the inside. And this is just so that I can kind of like move this out so that it becomes a little bit thicker. Maybe also move this down a little bit. No, you know what, I'm gonna leave that. There we go. So you can see this mechanism as if that it's like a lock that you can like flip open. Now, if you are able to flip it open, it means that we need to have some kind of like a cylinder in here, just to make it actually feel like you can flip it open. What I want to do is for that, yeah, I have a good idea for that. But before we do that, so I'm making this up, so then of course I cannot really show you what I'm thinking. But what I want to do is I just want to see if I can like sort of reduce this in a way that looks real. Let's see, what if we like sit there and then yeah, that could work. That could work. I'm just gonna go ahead and select this edge and just move it here. And this is just me doing some reuse. If I select this, move it up, maybe I can now like do like a Shift E, and then we can have like some bolts or something sitting on top of that. Don't know if that will look good, or do we want to have this flat? Yeah, I think flat actually works better. So let's leave that flat. And now in here, the idea that I had was to create a cylinder. So let's do Shift A, mesh and a cylinder. Let's make it very low, like 9 vertices should be enough. Yeah, 9 should be enough, because it's going to be so small. So you basically just want to go ahead and scale this all the way in. Even more. Let's make it a bit longer. And at this point, let's just rotate it 90 degrees. And you kind of want to just move it like halfway here. So let's scale this in even more. And sit it halfway into your mesh. Something around this, so that there's still like an edge. And the reason that there would be like an edge here is because it needs to be attached to something. But then, because this is such a small detail, I'm not going to like spend a lot of time and poly count on this. What I'm going to do is I'm simply going to have like this cylinder. Let's stick it just before the edge. So Alt X, select this side and move this side over here. Once again, just before the edge. And at this point, move this up a little bit. Let's do Ctrl R. Now you cannot see this, but let's just, let's Ctrl R. You can, oh wait, you can see it. Let's do that. Oh, I was in vertex mode, so I just need to reselect them, because if you do Ctrl R in vertex, see, that's annoying. If you do Ctrl R in vertex mode, it also selects the center edges in between. But anyway, the goal is for us to just place one loop here. Let's move it a bit more. Let's do another Ctrl R and another loop on each side. Because you know what, this loop can actually be a bit bigger. Like that. And then we can just select these faces. Press Q, extrude faces along normal. Extrude those. And then select 4 of them. I'm not select. Let's just do Alt I. I'm being too difficult here. Let's just select 4 of them here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And basically all you want to do is just scale them flat. So literally set scale to 0, 0 to 0. Move it down. There we go. And then press delete. And now if we do Alt U, see, we get like this effect. And now of course what you can do is, for example, you can select this side and then you can like scale it in to just create like a little bit of like a tapering off, something like that. And then the idea is for us to duplicate this. Ctrl C, Ctrl V. Select this top and press Alt I. And for this one, let's do a quick pivot. And you just want to go ahead and scale this up a bit, like that. Now, what we are going to do is we are going to do Boolean. A Boolean basically means that we are going to cut this shape wherever it's intersecting out of this shape. In order to do that, Booleans really hate open geometry. So this geometry over here is open. So we just need to press Q and press new faces from edges. And that one is like in here somewhere. I believe I already showed you before. Here, new edge face from vertices. It's the same one. And now you just want to select this. Go to your modifier tab. Alt modifier. Boolean. And with it set to difference, just pick your little picker and just click on this model. And press apply. And now what you will see is if you move this away, it will have cut out this specific model. And that's exactly what I want. So now I can just delete this model. And what it does do is it completely breaks your geometry. Most of the time it will completely break your geometry. So I'm just doing a target weld here. And I'm just going to merge these first of all together. And then I'm just going to press K. And I'm just going to merge this one. This one. And then for these ones, we just want to kind of like connect them all in one go. And this one, oh, let's press Ctrl backspace. So that one missed the marks. Let's try it again. So select this, merge here. I have a feeling like it messed up somewhere, but I'm not sure. Let's just press Ctrl backspace because that edge over there we don't actually need. Yeah, here, this model is so small that it even interferes with the camera. Now you can change that, but when you change the effect that when you go closer, it removes it. It's in like, where are you? Tools or view? Here, view and then clip start, you can set this to like 0.05, but it might see so that you can zoom in closer without the model removing. Just be careful about that because it tends to just give you bugs sometimes.